Welcome to the 107th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome, returning viewers. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. Now, today won't be like our regular podcast because we went on a little visit to FERGUS. We also have a giveaway today, which we're really excited about.
Very much so.
And also, I want to give a shout out to Wendy, one of our subscribers, who we met at the FERGUS Festival. Is it a Fibre Festival?
It is a Fibre Festival, yes.
And we ran into Wendy, which was really nice. And she's one of our subscribers and loyal subscribers and one of our biggest fans. And we were one of her biggest fans. And we're one of her biggest fans because she's the most positive, kindest person. And then when she showed up with her little dog that was a rescue dog, I wasn't surprised. Anyway, big shout out to Wendy. It was great to see you. But before we get into all the giveaways and our visit to FERGUS, Colleen's going to talk about what we're wearing.
So it's really, really warm in Ontario right now. And so we decided we would wear things that were a little lighter. So May is wearing something called the Beignet, and that's by Nelkin. Now, this is a pattern that I love, and fortunately May is a woodworker. So you actually made the wooden part. I think if you just move it so they can see. Yeah.
There you go. Now, thank you for reminding. I don't remember that.
Yes, you made the wooden part, and then I did the knitting.
So there you go. It was a
tag team here.
Joint effort.
Exactly.
But
and it looks really nice on
It's
you.
nice and light too.
And the nice thing about little things like this is if you make socks and you have leftover fingering weight yarn, guess what? You can do that kind of thing. And you could get some other kind of circles. I know that they have some in the beading section at Michael's, for instance, and just kind of do something that's on your own.
You could do smaller ones up there, or you could do all kinds of designing. In my free time, I would do that. But.
Free time? What's that? Free time. And for me, I'm wearing a Nelkin thing. There it is. And it is called the Filum. And this, if you're haven't tried doing beadwork, this actually is a nice one because it's a double wrap, but it's really nice and light, and the beads are easy to, you can buy a kit, or sometimes it's easy to get these size of beads. So you would just have to buy the pattern. She tells you exactly how many beads you need, and then you can go from there.
Now, on this particular one, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of beads, and compared to some of the newer ones that you've been doing.
That's true. And it's really nice because this has a hook and eye clasp, but you could put on a magnetic clasp if you wanted to. There's all kinds of ways of adjusting this one. But I think this is one of the first ones I did with beads, and there's good information in there. And Nelkin always has tutorials.
And this one this one was easy to get on because it has a magnetic clasp on there. I just went, oh.
There you go.
Perfect.
So that's what we're wearing, and next we're going to talk about our trip to FERGUS.
As Colleen mentioned, we took a trip to FERGUS, and the exciting part for Colleen and for me is there was a giveaway, and Timber Yarns was there, and they're going to be, they gave us some prizes that we could give away to you, and we're excited to share that. But before we talk about Timber giveaway and all the details, you got to watch our FERGUS video, and we can maybe put the video in here and talk about what our day was like.
Great.
Okay, we'll do that right now. Beautiful day it was.
It was gorgeous.
Here was the church on the corner. This is our view looking down the street. Parking was amazing. Colleen and I try to get there as early as we can to avoid some of the crowds, and they had just started opening up, and it was already getting busy. But this church was on the corner, which was lovely for them.
And they were doing a fundraiser, so they had all kinds of baked goods.
But we refrained from buying anything because not that we didn't want to. We wanted to buy stuff.
But we had yarn that would be needed to be carried, so I needed both ends.
But I thought it was kind of cute that they had some knitwear from the church and some jewelry and stuff.
All kinds of good things. Now, this is Twin Oaks Farm, and they have kind of a trailer that they can take around and go to different places, and it's actually set up like a little yarn store inside. It was really, really cute.
Yeah, it was a great idea because then they don't have to carry in all those buckets and all that kind of stuff that they had.
And then we were at River of Yarn, and they had all kinds of baskets and kits, all kinds of things. That was really neat to see.
Yeah, and the fact that the weather was great. I can't imagine this being a rainy day. So we lucked out, and I think the vendors lucked out because you couldn't have asked for a nicer day.
Lots of alpaca yarn and alpacas. We'll see those in a little bit. But it's beautiful yarn and so soft.
I kind of like this display of the scarf here. I thought that was really nice. That's why
it is beautiful.
I took that long picture of that.
Yeah, it's funny that May sees things, and after we visited and we're looking at the video, go, I don't remember seeing that. So,
oh, and here's our friends Will and Jane, and they're from T&K
Fibres and
Fibres. And if you haven't watched that video, please go check out that video because Will gave us a whole tour of his farm, which was absolutely amazing. So
and look at him spin.
Yep. And he designed these striped socks yarn that they were dyeing, and that's all about the video too. So check that out. Now here's the piper, and we thought that you might want a little piping in our FERGUS trip. Okay, that was enough of that. I love pipes, but you know what? Sometimes it's just too much sometimes, but it was good.
There's so many neat samples of sweaters and shawls and all kinds of ideas. And this was like woodworking cutouts of all kinds of different things. There was a lid venter that you see so that your pasta water doesn't boil over and those kind of things. These shirts were beautiful. Very, very nice.
Yeah, they were nice. And then you said, May, you have to feel this.
This fiber was so
I was like,
soft.
okay, and the fiber was, now I think it was, I'm not sure if it was alpaca or Shetland. No, I think it looks like sheep. Shetland or something. Anyway, it was beautiful.
Really, really soft.
They sold little soaps here, which was kind of cool. Some of those little owls that we sell.
Mm-hmm. Look at all of this yarn.
I could appreciate all the setup for these vendors because Colleen and I have been trying to talk about maybe opening up a little vending area for our soap, and I can't imagine them lugging and carting all this stuff in. But
yeah, we just passed Richard's de Vries, so he was there vending, and look at all this stuff that's alpaca. So a lot of this stuff will come from Peru. So there were actually shawls and ponchos and all kinds of things. So soft. I debated.
Again, I'm looking at all the equipment they have to carry.
Okay, now you talk to these folks.
Yes, and they're rug hooking, and they start off with a piece of material just like this. And then what they do, and I'm not quite sure what that material was, but fabric, what it was, but what they do is they cut it into these strips here, and that's what they actually use for their rug hooking. And look at this piece.
Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. I can't even imagine.
That is gorgeous. I love that. Now this lady, she is... she owned a Desert Road restaurant in Elora for about 40 years, and she wanted to design something that reminded her of her restaurant. And so I think she was pretty sentimental about the whole thing. It was kind of nice in a good way, but I think she was kind of sad that she had to give up her restaurant at some point. But anyway,
beautiful.
She was glad to have this piece that reminded her of her 40 years of probably hard work in that restaurant. And she also did this hanging piece.
Oh, that's gorgeous as well. Look at that. And there's dragon strings, and I will talk a little bit about that later. Beautiful yarn. Lots of nice colors.
Again, they have a selection of things. You know, here's books, paintings.
Look at those paintings. Oh, my goodness.
I think you need a pair of those mitts. Look at that nice sweater back there, too. Now, this was amazing because this lady paints, and she does the...
felting?
Felting, yes.
Look at that. All the colors. I can imagine you'd have to sit with like a palette of yarn to do that.
I'd like to have talked to her, but I mean, everybody's busy. That's why I want to get there early so I can get in there and get my video and then enjoy the day. And this is fun. You said you wanted to try spinning.
I did, but that would involve a spinning wheel and more room in the basement. So we'll just watch for now.
I'll just move out. This was kind of cool. She makes little, I guess, ornaments out of fibers and really neat things. You know, when I have the camera, I don't really have time to stop and feel things. So.
Right. Look at all this beautiful yarn. Oh my gosh. And there's the alpacas.
Aren't they well behaved?
They're so well behaved, and nobody was spitting, and life was good.
Yeah, and they were in a little shade spot there, which was great for them. Exactly. And I think they were kind of enjoying the day, just like looking at all of us thinking, why are you crazy people all here? What are you doing?
They were beautiful. There's that picture of Aaron Merino.
Yeah, for my mother. There's the whole street. Isn't that great? Now this was lace, and I got talking to this lady, and she said they would make lace for kings and queens. Look at how how this is so
Oh, it's so tiny.
Tiny. And this is bobbin lace. There's different names for different laces.
Right.
There's bobbin lace where they use bobbins, and that's what those are right there.
Right.
There's tatted lace. They use a shuttle. And then there's other types of laces where they use tertian lace and all kinds of things. But this would be for the rich and famous back in the day.
Right.
But the patience these ladies had, wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right. It's not something I would be interested in doing, but I can appreciate all the work in there. Oh,
That's right.
Here we have the Angora rabbit. And I can't remember how many times she does this a year. Maybe once or twice a year, maybe. I'm not sure on that. But this rabbit was enjoying this for sure. And the cool thing, I tried to get a front view just to see what its face was like, but I think it was kind of enjoying all the attention.
And what I was
sorry.
What I was amazed at is that they don't have to do anything except spin it. They don't have to wash it, clean it, all those kind of things. They can just go straight into spinning it. They don't have to card it like you do to try and get all the fibers in the same direction like they do
and
with
it's
sheep
so
wool.
soft.
It was beautiful.
Right, they just take it from there, spin it. And there's
some sheep. Gorgeous,
Wow.
lovely sheep. Just hanging out.
Yes. Now the little goat over there, I had to get my hands on that little goat because I love little goats. Now if Colleen had said to me today after petting that goat, we're selling the house. Excuse me. We're selling the house.
And buying a goat.
Buying a goat. We're going to move to a little farm and buying this goat. I would have said, okay.
It was so
Oh
cute.
my gosh. How could you not want to take that home? Look at that. Beautiful.
So
Look at, and it was just loving all this great attention. And then when you would stop, it would nudge you to do more. It's just so lovely. Goats are amazing. And
Yeah,
there's
we've talked about doing goat yoga at some point.
And the lady that owns this farm, her name escapes me, but she was talking about getting more goats to do goat yoga, but there's a certain kind of goat that's better for that than other types of goats. I'd have to look into that, but she was very excited about it, and the owner was the one petting it too because she just loves this little thing. And look at these bins! What a great way to display!
Exactly.
Isn't that awesome?
That's right. You can just have it done and tip it up. That's good. Oh, look at the woodworking. So sometimes they make crochet hooks. I think I saw a few on the table. Yeah, some crochet hooks out of wood. It's amazing.
Shh, I'm counting. That's what Colleen says to me. Shh, I'm counting. This is my favorite one here. This bag contains 100% of my recommended daily fiber.
Yeah. And there's people from the FERGUS Yarn Company.
We run into them at every fiber festival that we go to. Man in his kilt.
So many beautiful yarns to see.
Yes. More alpaca. Alpaca yarn is so soft. It's lovely,
really
isn't
is
it?
Beautiful.
And price range, it's not too bad,
Not
is
too
it? Like in
bad.
comparison to the ones.
And here's Timber Yarns.
No, they knit socks.
They had sock machines, and so for $20, I think they would crank a tube for you right on the spot. Okay, so it says get all your sock tubes cranked, $20. And that's the neat thing. You get to see what the stripes look like.
And
There's Heather. And there we are.
And there's Heather giving us the giveaway, which was great. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that.
It was a gorgeous day, May. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was great to meet Heather and.
Exactly. She was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all this stuff. Ooh.
And her yarn, you've bought her yarn previously?
I have bought her yarn. I said, I've got some in my stash. I said to May, I'm going to find it when I get home.
I thought these socks were kind of cute. Of course, I had to feel them, and they're so soft.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I think they're alpaca. Could the alpaca be that color?
Yeah, you can dye alpaca, all kinds of things. Look at that shawl. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Look at these spinning wheels now. I don't know if you saw these or not. Did you have a look?
I did see them.
I mean, I don't know where you'd have to be a little bit knowledgeable or get somebody that knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
If you were going to go and buy one of these, like,
for sure.
Probably Will from T&K would be a great resource.
I think so. But as I said, I would love to try it. We've got some friends that have spinning wheels, so maybe we can just try
Carrie
it.
and Linda, shout out to you too.
Exactly. Except once again, maybe I shouldn't try it.
Yes.
It'd be easier that way.
But Linda would be a good one to talk to about that also.
Exactly. There we go. Look at that beautiful mohair.
I know. They were busy on the way back. Then socks. These are machine knit socks, I believe.
Right.
And they came just in sizes like a small, medium, and I think a large, or just a small and a medium. This was an antique store. My favorite little thing there was that frog. I thought it was so cute. I went into that store and I had to come out because it was so busy with stuff. I didn't know where to look. Oh, there's Wendy. Hi, Wendy. There's her rescue dog. Lovely. There, yeah, it was really great running into Wendy.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's lovely.
And there's Heather.
There's Heather. There you go.
And there's Will and his fancy striped sock. Well, that was our time in Fergus, but let's talk a little bit about before we got to Fergus.
Oh, right. Yes, on the way to Fergus, it's only about 2 hours from where we live in London, Ontario. Not too far. And on the highway, it's not really it's a 2-lane highway. It's not a huge highway. There was a sign for a garage sale, and I said to Colleen, let's just stop in and see what we can see. And we stopped in. Turns out it's a whole street. Now, I'm talking the whole street. It wasn't like a subdivision because we're kind of out in the farmlands.
Right.
So there was maybe 15 houses, maybe
That sounds
at the
about
most.
right, yeah.
And every house had a little bit of stuff down the driveway. And the cool thing is, it's a lot of Mennonites in the area with their horse and buggies. And there must have been 4 or 5 different horse and buggies. I don't want to take too many photos because I'm not sure that Mennonites like their pictures taken.
Right.
So I got one photo of the horse and buggy at the end of somebody's driveway, which kind of looked kind of different. It's not something that we're used to. But I got a couple of things at the garage sale on the street there. It was great. It was fun just to do a quick stop there. And did you get anything?
I did not, but you did get a couple of
I did get a couple of things. I got a cart, and I didn't take a picture of it. And I got a nice bicycle. It's about like this big, because it's a wrought iron bicycle.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And Colleen would just go to the car and drop it off, and I would keep looking at stuff.
Yes, because May loves to do that. As for me, what I was busy doing was I was doing a little bit of car knitting on the way. And so I'm going to talk about 2 different things. So first thing, I was working on my Beachcomber socks. So socks are great to knit in the car, and these ones, they do have pattern at the front. So that's by K.F. Jones. They do have some pattern at the front, but the back is plain. So it's a 12 row repeat, and so it was easy to do.
It's a nice pattern. I really like that.
I really
now,
like
when
it.
you're in the car, can you do this kind of thing, or do you have to...
I can. It's not as easy as plain knitting, but I could do this one because I could know what row I'm
Is
on.
it because I'm a really good driver?
It is, because you're a great driver. And that is the Regia Premium Merino Yak. So that's that. And then when she was even a better driver, I decided I would work on something else. So what I try to do, because it's 2 hours in the car, so I try to make sure I'm dealing with different things, different weights, different kinds of needles. So I made another one of these Whippy Wash mitts, also by K.F. Jones.
And every time you do this, I do this, and then I do this. Those
Exactly. And it was fun. And it's a bigger size needle. So these are 2.25. This is done for me on a 4.5. And so that worked out well. And then even to change it up more for my hands, I was able to make one of these. And that is one of the Flower Face Scrubbies by Sarah Gross.
Now, is this good car knitting?
This is great car knitting. Socks are good. Crochet is a little tricky because you have to find the holes. You have to keep your head down. And I use Sudz, so it's nice to work with. But so I got a little bit done, a little bit of work knitting, a little bit of sock knitting, which was great. So we had a great time there. But I think we need to talk about this giveaway. I can't wait anymore.
Yes, I bet you can't wait for the giveaway either. So right now we're going to be talking about the giveaway.
All right, May, it's the giveaway.
The giveaway.
I can't hardly believe it.
And thank you to...
Heather Morton from Timber Yarns.
Yes, thank you, Heather.
She was so sweet. And she said, you know, we need to, in the fiber community, support each other. So it was really nice because we haven't done a giveaway for a little while. And so she gave us some yarn. So there was, and I'm not going to take it out of the bag. She tied it up so nicely. So they had done a FERGUS colorway. And so they had some pre-sales for it. So that's what that is. So it's 200 meter skeins. So that will help you make, if you do 2 at a time socks, that would be great. So she gave us that. She gave us a mini, which is in the Lake Huron colorway, and that is a 20-gram mini. So that'll do your heels and toes. I think it might even do cuffs, heels and toes, but that's good. And then even more, she added some stitch markers.
So I hope that you're the lucky person that gets this. And Colleen, how would you enter to get this?
So here's the day. So it's going to be a YouTube giveaway. So first of all, we'd like you to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And then what we'd like you to do is comment down below. And what we'd like you to answer is, what is your favorite self-straping sock pattern? Now,
What if they don't do socks though?
I'm just going to say that. If they don't do socks, you can say, I have never knit self-striping socks. You can say that too, because that's true. How would you have a pattern if you had never done them?
Okay.
Or if you also want to say, I use self-striping yarn to knit, and tell me what else you'd use to knit. So there's lots of things. What's your favorite self-striping pattern for socks? I've never made socks before, and I'd like to try. Or if there's another pattern that you use for self-striping. It's a great giveaway. In fact, it's not mine.
You hope you win.
No, I don't get to enter, but it's so beautiful. The colors are
It
nice.
is, it's
I'm hoping the
beautiful.
camera's showing it off as nicely as that.
And her yarn is beautiful. Like
It
say,
is.
you've bought some in the past that you
So
showed.
this is in the, I'm just going to show you what I have in my stash. I'll take it out of the lovely little bag because I've already wound it. So this is the one that I have. Ooh, it's drooping a little bit.
Right.
So this is called the antioxidant colorway. And what I really like that Heather does, she has a great website, but what you do, if you go on and so this is what I was able to do. You go onto their website, you say, I want the antioxidant colorway, and in the description, they tell you these are the minis that would go to be a heel and toe for it.
Wow.
So I didn't have this with me and I didn't know what I needed, but now that I do, the next time we're in a store that's got some timber yarns, I'm going to pick up a mini to do this, because sometimes that's hard. Some people say make it totally different, some people say make it exactly the same, but I know that Heather's got some ideas. Okay,
That's great.
so please do enter this giveaway because it is amazing. And once again, thank you, Heather, so much from Timber Yarns.
Yes, thank you so much. And we do a number generated
Yes.
draw at the end
Exactly.
of it. So yeah. So
that's
good
how
luck
it
to all of you. And date wise, when are we going to be
Date-wise.
finished? So starting today,
Right.
and you're going to give people a week, 2 weeks.
Let's give people 2 weeks because some
Okay.
people might be thinking holidays. So today is the 2nd of June. So as of midnight on the 2nd, 15th. Okay, so from today until midnight on the 15th of June, you can enter.
Subscribe, please.
Subscribe.
Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notification when we're up to. But subscribe
Listen
in
to
order
her.
to get the
To enter.
Enter.
into the giveaway. Now, I didn't pick this up. I maybe should have, but I didn't. Giveaway. Put it away, Colleen. Good. Okay, so let's talk about what I found at the FERGUS Fibre Festival. It did not take me long. May said, I'm just going to go ahead and take pictures. And I went, okay, bye. And then I went. So the first thing I did was I was at the...
It didn't take you long. I think
It
it was
did
only there
not
for like
take
2
long.
minutes.
Yes.
And you had some purchases.
Exactly. So this is the River of Yarn. And so they make up these great kits. So this is for,
Okay.
it's a linen knot bag. Now, to be honest with you, and this one is a water bottle sling.
Wow.
And this is flax yarn, which I've never worked with. And they were very helpful because they said, have you ever tried to wind this up? I said, no. And they said, it's best to do it by hand because otherwise sometimes your wool winder goes across the room. And I thought, we don't need that. So I got a little bit of purple.
These look like fun kits.
They look like fun kits.
Yeah.
And actually, this has a knitting needle in it and this has a crochet hook in it.
Wow.
And
Now-
they were good prices. They were great prices. They had all kinds of baskets and stuff, but this was a great thing. And I'm just going to show you this. This is how you know somebody does a good thing. So there's their card. And then on the back, it's all the sizes of needles. Metric
Wow.
and US.
That's a
And
great
UK.
idea. That's very helpful.
It's very
Now
helpful.
I love everything about these. I love the color of the yarn. I love the pattern here.
Right.
I love the color of the yarn.
Yeah.
I love that they have the needle in there. I love their card.
Yep.
I cannot stand this feeling.
I didn't think you would be able to.
Oh, I
I
can't.
just handed it to her and hoped.
you knew I wouldn't like that.
I know, it does have an interesting feel, but it keeps
Oh.
everything safe. That's the
Yes,
idea.
that's okay, but they might want to change that. Because you don't really want to touch it.
There you go. So that was the first place.
But don't go by me because I don't like to touch
Right.
too many things.
Good deals on that one. So if you ever see the River of Yarn, I tell you, it's good things. Okay, I won't make May touch it again. Now, the next thing is actually something that I bought for May. And she has two choices.
Do I know this?
No, you have no
Oh.
idea. See what happens when she takes pictures? Here
See
we
what
go.
happens? I'm so glad we have a podcast. I get gifts I don't know about.
That's right. So you have two choices.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cowl or a pair of socks.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Either one of those two things. Now, what did you take a picture of when we were in Niagara Falls?
Aaron?
Nope. When we were in Niagara Falls.
Oh, a scarf. I don't
She's
know.
not guessing this right.
Colleen,
It was beside the car.
Okay.
It was beside the car. You opened the door, put the window
Oh,
down.
a blue jay. Okay.
Voila!
But you know what? Okay. I know you're with me on this. If somebody says to you, "What did you take a picture of at Niagara Falls?" Like, come on.
I know, but it was such a big
Come
deal for you
on.
to get a picture. You're right. Okay, but look how pretty it is.
Oh, blue jay. Oh, I could put this beside my blue jay picture.
You could.
Oh yeah. I think we could have blue jay soap.
We could maybe have Blue Jay soap.
We could have bird soaps. We could have yarn soaps.
We could.
This is beautiful.
So you will have to decide.
Wow.
Do I want a pair of socks or do I want a...
Oh, this is a tough
Cowl.
one. I think a cowl.
I think it's really pretty.
I think cowl.
Yes.
That is gorgeous. Thank
I
you
thought-
so much.
There you go. I thought you'd like it.
Blue jay. That would take back me saying about the picture.
I thought, as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, you were so happy that you got the picture of the Blue Jay, so I thought you'd like that.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you.
You're very welcome, my dear.
Yes.
So that's yours.
Thank you.
Now, my last thing that I found was not in a bag. You can't.
How did I not see you buy this?
It was quick and in the bag quickly.
Really?
What I did, to be honest with you, I'm a little sneaky, is I put it in the bag with these.
Oh, okay.
And I thought-
And you touched that bag twice.
I did. And I thought you're not going to see that, so it's
Oh,
good.
there you go.
So what I did, I'm going to let you
Oh,
hold that.
I didn't see this either.
No, you didn't.
Wow.
So this is from Dragon Strings. And this is lace weight Suri alpaca mulberry silk.
Wow.
And what I did, this is their, they call it naked because it hasn't been dyed, but I thought this would go with something because mohair and I, we don't really get along that well. But this, oh my goodness.
Oh my
so I'm either going to put it in, there's a number of things it could go. It could either go in, there's a ranunculus, which is a sweater that would be nice as part of. The love note, that might be nice as part of. I hope I have enough. I'm going to have to double check that. Or it would be great to put in some kind of shawl.
This is good. There's something about a natural fiber, isn't there?
It's beautiful.
There's just something about a natural
Yeah.
fiber that's just amazing.
And we saw people that had other colors, and I thought, I don't know what color I'd want to do this, but if I get this plain, it will just lighten it up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So I'm really happy
Great
with
job.
that. So we had a great time.
We did. It was a wonderful day. And
It
if
was.
you want to go to the next FERGUS Fibre Festival, I think they have them every year.
They do. This year was their second.
Was it?
Yeah. So what happened last year, we were at the yarn store in Fergus, and then they said, are you coming to the festival? And we went, well, no, because we're on our way to the Kawartha Fibre Festival. So this year we decided we
Yeah,
go
but
to
it's
the
our
Fergus
first
one.
time being there, so I
Exactly.
wouldn't miss it next year. That was
No,
great.
it was great. It was really, really good. All right. So thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please enter our giveaway for this lovely prize package. Heather Morton, thank you very much, from Timber Yarns. This is beautiful. And so anybody who gets that will be lucky. And Heather was lovely.
And she's had such a I'm not a shopper for yarn, but her selection is amazing.
Exactly.
So you might want to go on and even
exactly.
check out her website.
And the one of her colorways that calls to me is her licorice all sorts. I think it's just called all sorts because it looks just like a box of licorice all sorts candy. So love that too. Maybe in my future, you just never know. So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, comment down below, enter the giveaway, and we will be on by the evening of the 15th, midnight. Enter before then, because I'll be getting the names and numbers of all those things at that point in time. Until next time,
You take care.